Well, hello. I'm using my brand new Mac computer, using Ecamm Live, trying it out, just playing around with different things. And I have been recording and deleting all stinking day because I want to try to figure this out. But I hopefully this will be good and I won't have to delete it. So if you know me, I do very little editing. I feel like everything needs to be raw and very genuine, authentic. I by nature, I'm not a very polished person, okay? I like the real raw, and that's how I teach, that's what I show. So, if you think that I'm perfect and all put together and I have everything figured out, well, I don't. Okay. But today I want to take you through a cheat sheet that I made. It is amazing and it's kept me on track. I'm so productive. I'm better focused throughout the day. And I know exactly what I have to work on each week and each day. So I'm going to take you through that. So if I can, let me see if this will work. Everything is trial and error here. Okay, let's just make this bigger. Okay, so I'm going to take myself off. I've yet to figure out how to do everything full screen. So let me just take myself off the computer, off screen here. There we go. And my mouse works like really wonky too. So that's even more amazing. Okay, here we have a cheat sheet. Oh, shoot. Is this going to work? Darn it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is where am I going? My mouse with this Mac computer, it is opposite from my Windows. So to scroll down, I gotta move up, and my other computer, it was if I moved the mouse dial up, I would scroll up, but on here it's just complete opposite. Everything is complete opposite with the Mac computer. So little taking getting used to. So here you can see on the side of the screen, we have all of the components of this document. Um, if you are on social media, find me on Instagram, and it's I am Courtney Spaeth. Just comment on any reel, any photo, any story, DWM. It's daily, weekly, monthly. So DWM. Comment me that keyword. You're going to get this sent automatically to your inbox. It is absolutely amazing. So I want you to make this your own. These are the exact things that I do in my business to get myself more visible, plant those seeds for future opportunities, and to stay on track. I am not diagnosed ADHD, but I wonder some days because my mind, if I don't write down exactly what I need to do, if I don't have a game plan, I'm going to be like a Jackson Pollock, and I know I make that reference all the time, but it's entirely true. I'm going to be like all sorts of scribbles and not productive at all. So that's why I created this checklist or this cheat sheet. Um, and I want you to know that I've been where you are, juggling way too many tabs on my browser, and in my brain. Maybe you have the same thing going on. It's just like you don't even know where to start. And so you just give up before you even get started. Maybe you're wondering what to focus on next. Maybe you're feeling like you're always behind. So I want you to know that once I got intentional with how I spent my time focusing on what actually moves the needle, that's when everything changed. Okay. So this is the exact daily, weekly, monthly rhythm that I use inside my own business. It's super simple. It's very strategic and very, very doable, even if you're a one-woman show like me. Okay. Sorry guys, I am a business coach for women. However, there are some guys that pop in and follow me as well. So when I say women, I might say you guys, I'm speaking to everybody, okay? Men and women, but I technically am focused more towards women as a business coach. All right. So with this cheat sheet, this checklist, I want you to print it out. I want you to make your notes, make your changes, tweak it, make it your own. but I want you to use it, okay? So this is your reminder that you're more capable than you think, and your dream deserves structure, not stress. So daily, okay? I want you to spend 60 to 75 minutes. You're going to see that right up here. Okay. This is very flexible. It's grouped for flow. So, starting off with social media, set a timer. I call it time blocking. So, I always have my phone next to me, pull up the clock, and I set a timer for however much time I'm going to need to focus on a task. So, let's say social media. So you have your 5 minutes, you're going to be spent scrolling. Okay. By target 50, if you've never heard me talk about that before, these are the top 50 people. Oops. The top 50 people that you would absolutely love to collaborate with at some point in your business. Okay. So write those people down. Okay. Have them on your wall, have them on your desk, somewhere where you see it every day, but have your target 50 list super handy every day. So I want you to follow them, scroll through a couple of their feeds, and comment. Start planting those seeds. So comment, you can send DMs, you can share whatever reel they have or whatever post they have. I want you to save hooks, captions, hashtags, whatever you find super valuable. I'm not telling you to do this to copy them. I'm telling you this to use them as a model, as a guide. So spend 5 minutes, set your timer legit 5 minutes, and start scrolling through your target 50. Are you going to hit all 50? Absolutely not. So maybe you do 5 one day or 3 one day, 3 the next. And then for the next 5 minutes, I want you to watch your target 50 stories. Study how their engagement is and their calls to action, swipe ups. Study what they're sharing in their stories. Jot down notes. Okay. That's a really great way to remember what they're doing. Put it in a Google Doc or a Word. Um, but write down what you like and where something is missing. Okay. I do that a lot. For 20 minutes, pick photos from your 5 pillars, your 5 Ps. Um, and I want you to write 2 captions, add hashtags, and I want you to schedule posts. And then the next 5, reply to comments on your posts. Do that 1 to 2 times a day. Don't spend any more than 5 minutes. And then another 5 minutes, snap quick photo pics related to your 5 Ps. Sort those photos into folders on your phone. That is going to be the easiest way for you to type in the search bar what you're looking for, have everything pop up. Otherwise, by putting everything into certain folders can make your life way, way easier. I have wasted so many hours and days trying to scroll through my pictures to find something that I was looking for, and I couldn't even remember when I took it or where it was in my feed. It was just a complete disaster. And to be honest, my photo album, it still is a disaster. I'm in the process of putting everything into folders, segmenting it to make my life a heck of a lot easier. And then another 5 minutes, post 10 to 30 15-second stories throughout the day. Okay. By this, it can be you making coffee, it can be an engagement story, it could be a swipe up story, it could be something that you're doing throughout your day. Maybe it's a little step-by-step thing that you wrote down on a piece of paper, and you're going to share that. And then after you do that, 10 minutes, set your timer again. Now you're going to be focusing on email. Okay, so for 10 minutes, write one short value packed email or a nurture or promo email in your email service provider, your ESP. So here is a super helpful tip. I want you to start batching. Okay, batch your writing, batch your content, your ideas. And then as we'll go down into the weekly breakout, you're going to see this is going to be encouraged on Tuesdays. Now, feel free to tweak this. If you don't want to do it on Tuesdays, if you're more creative on Mondays or on Fridays, if you only work 4 days a week and Fridays is your relaxing day, your creative day, then do it on Fridays. Make it work for you. So this is just a guide. It is not set in stone. It's not end all be all. And then we have another 10 minutes for engagement. So spend 5 minutes responding to your DMs, another 5 minutes, comment on 10 target 50 posts. Okay, that's going to help build the connection. Ooh, I got to scroll up to go down. Oh, bear with me. All right. And then for 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to do mindset and strategy. So 5 minutes, review your goals and your top 3 tasks for the day. If you have a laundry list of tasks, that's fine. Take a highlighter, highlight the top 3 that you want to get done for that day and forget about the rest. Okay. Don't focus on any more than 3 because if you do, your day is going to be completely messed up. Your time is going to be completely messed up. Now, I will say it will be okay for you to go more than 3 if you have one big project or one big task and you get that done. Yes, then add in some smaller tasks that are going to take maybe a half hour to an hour each. So you technically could have more than 3 tasks for the day. Um, so then I want you to spend 10 minutes. I want you to watch or rewatch a training clip, anything that you've signed up for previously. It doesn't matter if it was, a week ago, 3 months ago, a year ago. Go back in, spend 10 minutes, watch or rewatch a training clip. Or you can go onto YouTube, onto one of your mentors' videos, and take action on a strategy from each one. Now, getting down to the weekly. So, what we just went over was for daily. Now we're getting into the weekly checklist. And these are the themed days. It's meant to help you stay focused and stress free. So, Mondays is your CEO strategy and planning. So, again, this is just as a guide, it is not set in stone. So, Mondays, plan your weekly goals and top 3 priorities. Okay. You're going to review analytics, so your best post, your top email open rates, your audience feedback. I have something I'm working on that's going to help you with your email open rates and tracking. So I'm creating that in Google Sheets. And then with that spreadsheet, all you'll need to do is each day or each week is go back in, I would say each week, go back into your ESP and write down all of your analytics, your open rates, and then a few other things. And then you're going to transfer it into the spreadsheet because that's going to help serve you going forward. Okay, next you're going to be doing a brain dump for to-dos, for podcast, memberships, course creation, etc. You cannot function properly. I cannot function how I should. I cannot function properly if I have way too much stuff going on inside my head. So by doing a brain dump, it is absolutely amazing to get it out on paper, and that is going to serve you well because then you can actually see like everything written down instead of it going circling and cycling through your mind. Seeing it written down on paper, it's going to be like, okay, here's what I need to focus on. Here's where I need to kick it up a notch. Here's what needs to be worked on. So brain dumping or mindset mapping, whatever you want to call it, is something that is a non-negotiable. It is something you have to do. Okay. And then I want you to pick a weekly number 1 question and turn it into a video. And once you turn it into a video, then you can start branching off and creating your other pieces of content from that. Make your job, make your life so much easier. All right. So the one question, if you're like, well, I don't know, what the heck am I gonna write about? What am I picking? It's like, I have no idea. Well, think about things that you get asked, or you get emailed, or people ask you about, or in your stories, people are responding and commenting, asking questions about. Um, Look in Facebook groups as well. Okay, that is like a piece of gold that a lot of people don't think about. So get into those Facebook groups. And I mean, there's so many other ways to find questions in your niche or industry, that you could turn into a video. So that's all on Monday. Now, Tuesday, that's going to be the email and content creation day. So, email, you're going to be spending about 45 minutes to maybe an hour and a half, total. So I want you to batch 3 to 5 nurture or promo emails for the week. Okay. And then you're going to schedule those in your email service provider. You're going to repurpose the best email into an Instagram post or a story script. Okay. You do not have to reinvent the wheel. Stop doing that. If you've been doing that, if you're like freaking out in freak out mode because each day you're like, I don't know what to create, I don't know what to do, I have no clue what I'm doing. Start batching and start repurposing. There are certain percentages for new content, certain percentages for repurposed content, that you should be following. We'll get into that in another video. So a very small portion should actually be new content. A lot of what you post should all be repurposed. Okay. Now, social media, about 20 minutes. You're going to identify top performing posts. So take a look through your feed, go into the analytics, find the top 5 to 10 videos that performed really, really well. Create a document, set those links aside in the document, and then now you have variations of that video. So you're going to be using the same video, but changing out the script, the captions, the hashtags if you need to. But for the top performing post, it can be a carousel post, it can be a static post, it can be a reel, whatever you want to do. And then record and start drafting your ideas for repurposing into reels and carousels. So if you want to set aside one day or, an hour or two and just record, B-roll, do that. And then set all of those aside into drafts. It's going to make your life a lot easier as well. And that way you already have content partially created, and then you set aside another hour or two to do all of the batching for the scripting, the hashtags, the captions, and then you can just copy and paste. Okay. So Wednesdays, we have podcasting or blog or whatever platform you use. Batch 1 to 2 episode outlines, write and review scripts, record and edit episodes. So this is all going to be done on Wednesdays. Again, it's not set in stone. If you want to do it on a different day, by all means do that. But you want to set aside a day to do this. Now, Thursdays, if you have a membership, whatever you use, or it can be just a creation day, I want you to outline a month of expert video trainings, write script or talking points, record, upload, and publish inside the portal. If you have a portal, create workbooks or checklists, anything that's going to accompany or complement the video or training that you're doing. And then create promo graphics, and then email teasers as well, or for email teasers. So you can do this in Canva. Canva has a really nice free option. I have the Pro. It has a lot more bells and whistles, but honestly, the free version is just as good. Okay. Um, there are a couple things that you won't be able to utilize because you got to pay for it. But if you're just starting out, the free version of Canva is absolutely fine. It will get the job done. Now, Fridays, course creation, education. So brainstorm 5 mini course ideas, pick one idea, draft the outline, write script or the rough lesson bullets, anything that's going to help you going forward. Okay. And then, so plan to spend about 30 to 45 minutes on those 3 bullet points and then an hour for extended learning. So again, watch 1 to 2 training videos now from, I believe it was, what day was that? Was that Monday? Or maybe it was Tuesday. Where did I do that? Oh, here for mindset and strategy. This is under daily. So this is where you rewatch a training clip. Now we're going on Friday. Now we're doing the extended learning. So you're watching 1 to 2 training videos, anything that you've signed up previously. Oops, what just happened? Goodness sakes. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm just getting started with Ecamm, trying to navigate it. So sorry. Now we're diving a little bit deeper into the training videos. Okay. So whatever's going to help you with learning, help you dive a little bit deeper in whatever niche you're in. And then I want you to start implementing one takeaway. Okay. Right away. So you're not just going to be learning, you're not just consuming content, you're implementing and you're applying. All right. Now, Saturdays, Sundays, if you want to add in these days, this is meant for you to catch up on anything that you have missed, snap new photos, more B-roll, place them in the content folders. You can journal or do voice notes for fresh ideas for podcasts, posts, or products. But take this time for you to really reset from the week. Okay. And then monthly, now we're getting into the monthly. This just needs to be done, like once a month. So pick a day, stick to it, write it on your calendar. It's going to be social media, your email, your podcast, or whatever platform you're using. So make sure that you're once once a month, that one day, scripting and posting 15 to 50 story mini webinars for your product. By doing this, especially if you add it into the highlights, that's just going to, it's like evergreen. Okay. So if you do 15 to 50 story mini webinars for your product, this is a really great way for people to, instead of sitting through an hour webinar or a workshop, now you're breaking it up into smaller bite-sized pieces, a little bit more easier to consume. But now people, if they want to learn from you and you don't have a workshop coming up, well, hey, they can just go into your story highlights and start clicking through. And now they're getting like a full webinar or workshop in little bite-sized pieces. And that just lives on. Okay, so it's still serving a purpose. Let's see. Refresh your story highlight bubbles to reflect your current promos. Collaborate with one target 50 person. So do a shout out, podcast guest, Q&A. I did this with Jay Schwedelson and it was amazing. He added me onto his weekly top 5 podcasts. And I was also included with Russell Brunson. That was like the mind-blowing day for me. It was absolutely amazing. So to see my podcast, my face on Jay Schwedelson's top 5 podcasts that he would recommend, Goalpreneur was at the top of the list. Of course, Jay's podcast, Do This, Not That, was on there as well. And then number 5 was Russell Brunson. It was absolutely amazing. That was the highlight of my month. So Your email newsletters. So audit past emails, find the best performers, plan your upcoming 4-week nurture promo calendar, review your list growth, and clean up inactive subscribers. Email subscribers, you do want to build that list. However, you're kind of wasting money by having inactive people on there. So I have it set up where I go through every so often, and people that haven't opened an email or haven't clicked on anything that I've sent a link in that email within a certain time frame, they get put into a different segment of inactives. So then they're taken off my list, don't have to worry about them. And that way I keep my list healthy and engaged. You should be doing the same. All right. And then podcast or whatever platform, plan your episode calendar for the month, or if you do YouTube, if you do blogs, plan your content, your calendar for the month, upload all audio and graphics for the next 4 episodes, create 4 promo reels, and then 4 Instagram post graphics as well. Share episodes in email and in stories. If you have a membership, start planning 1 to 2 months of content, the training content, and then record all the training videos or block off your time. Design the monthly workbook or challenge sheets, schedule content drop dates into your planner, your calendar, and then enhancement courses or digital products. So choose one topic to build out, finalize the outline, write scripts for all the lessons, create workbooks, PDFs, checklists, design simple course graphics in Canva. Again, you don't need the pro version, you don't need to pay for anything. Canva has a really great free option that will get the job done beautifully. And then upload everything onto your platform. So I use System.io for the courses and membership. And then for my checkout pages and digital products, I use Samcart. I am not an affiliate for Samcart. I am for System.io, but I am not an affiliate for Samcart, so I don't have any link to give you for that. So that is everything in a nutshell. Gosh, this went a little bit longer than what I wanted, but thank you so much for sticking with me. I hoped this video served you well and you learned a little bit. And like I said, go on to Instagram and just send me the message or comment on a reel DWM. That's the keyword DWM, and you will automatically be sent this cheat sheet. So, all right, I hope you have an amazing rest of the day wherever you are, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye for now.